am a 5-star woman. Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing well. Happy Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve. Either one, whichever. Coming to you today, the topic that I want to talk about today is something that happened to me just a couple days ago, and how I'm kind of proud of myself and how I handled it, but it was because I applied a lesson that I had learned prior. So that's a lesson that I'm going to decide to share with everybody because I was able to put it into practice and it helped. So let me share it with everyone else, and hopefully when you put it in practice, it helps you too. So, you know what, we're going to start off with the 5-star check-in. Let's starting with spiritual wellness. I'm in a very good place right now. Like I said before, I've kind of taken a step back from a lot of things. I'm not sure if you know this, but it was in a blog that I posted a couple months back that, I am part of, I'm active in my church, especially in the music ministry, but there are times when I just need to hear the sermon and be able to learn from that and apply that to my life. So I took a step back from the music ministry for a minute to just be able to sit, listen to the sermons and listen to the Bible studies, read the scriptures, learn the lesson that's in the scriptures. See, a lot of people take a lot of pride in memorizing, the history of the Bible, and that's fine. For me, I like a lot of the history, a lot of how things play out. And how some of the older stories connect to some of the newer stories in the Bible. But also I like to know the lesson behind, what is in there, what is in this passage that I'm reading right now, what's in here that I could use and apply to my life to help me be a better person moving forward. And that's kind of where I've been right now. I've been in kind of like application mode. Like, how can I apply some of these lessons? Because one thing I believe in, going to church, hearing all the sermons is fine. But if you are never going to apply anything to your life, then, what's the point? It's almost like, what's the point? So I have to be able to make application of the things that I learned through studies, through scriptures, through sermons, and that kind of thing. So I've been doing a lot of that, and I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good spiritually. Physically, I don't know what I did to one of my toes, and I have an appointment with a podiatrist to see if we can figure it out. I don't remember I didn't drop anything on my toes. I don't remember kicking anything. I don't know, and I don't believe it's any of the pair of shoes that I've worn that caused it, but I feel a sprain or fracture of some sort, I don't know, in like one of my smaller toes, and it makes it kind of difficult to get around, and I'm like, great. So that's, I mean, I can get around, I can walk just fine, but doing any type of exercising is too much walking. It hurts. So I would have to use the bicycle or something, but it's almost like if I do too much on that foot, it just causes the pain to hurt even more. So, got to figure out what's going on with that, because I like my shoes, and I need to be able to wear my shoes, and I need to be able to walk around, and I need to be able to get this weight off. So we got to figure out what's going on with this toe. So I have an appointment for the podiatrist. I always tell people, if you can get to a doctor, go to a doctor. Like, stop trying to, I did not Google anything, because I don't know what's going on with my toe. It could be nothing. It could be something. Google ain't gonna tell me. But somebody who actually went to medical school, yeah, they might be able to tell me. So I just made an appointment. I looked up through my insurance, found a podiatrist, and went, made an appointment. So before the new year, I will know what's going on with my toe. Financial wellness. I told you guys a few episodes ago about how I paid off my my credit card debt. And let me tell you, as a result of that, my credit score, just like shot up, and I had a certain goal that I had set. It was on my vision board. There was a certain number that I wanted my credit score to get to, and it has exceeded that. And I'm so like, yes, that's my cornerstone of 2018. It's like the huge accomplishment of 2018 for me, a personal accomplishment, a goal that I set out to reach, and I was able to, it exceeded my expectations. So that was like, yay. But as a result, I had some business things come up and I needed to use one of my credit cards. And I went ahead and did that. No big deal. I didn't charge a whole lot, but it was some. And I was like, okay. And I was making my payment. I went right back into making my payments because I was like, nope, this will not last. And I was called by my bank because I have one of my cards with my bank. And I was called by my bank because they were going through people's accounts, and those who had good standings, meaning you've never made a late payment on anything. Because I also have my car loan through my bank. Never made a late payment. Never had any issues. No, basically good financial responsibilities. They were calling around and they were like, we're making this offer of a loan of up to X amount for so and so APR. Now, my credit card APR is, I think it's 12.5. This particular loan was offered as 8.3%. So that's less money. It's less of an interest rate. So I'll be paying less money in interest. And so what I did was I looked up how much my credit card balance was, and I got the loan on the spot. She called me. She was like, do you want this loan? And I'm like, yeah, but don't give it to me for the amount. Give it to me for, and I told her the exact number of what would pay off my credit card. And she was like, okay, great. So I used that money, paid off the credit card, and now I'm paying back that loan, but it's less interest rate. So over time, I'm paying less money. So I'm keeping more of my money in my pocket and not giving so much of it away. Good financial decisions. See, when making a sacrifice to put yourself in a better financial standing gives you the opportunity to be able to make good financial decisions moving forward, you end up saving yourself money in the long run. And that is my goal. I don't want to give away money. I look at it as giving away money. When you make late payments and there's that late fee, you just gave away money. When you don't take care of your credit and now you go to buy a car and you have to have this monster interest rate when you could have had a better interest rate had you just been a little more responsible. To me, that's just giving away money. I don't want to give away money. I don't work hard and I don't, see all my clients and get paid what I get paid just so I can give it away. Nah. If I'm giving away that kind of money, I want a receipt at the end so that I can write it off on my taxes as a charitable contribution. But I'm not giving away money to a bank. I'm not giving away money to a credit card. I'm not giving away money to a car dealership. Not the kid. I'm not giving. I just can't see myself as giving away money. And that's how I look at it. That's why I don't make late payments. Because I'm like, late payments mean late charges, mean late fees, means I'm giving away money. I can't do it. I just can't see look, I'm not balling out of control that me giving you $35 when the check bounce is doesn't hurt me. No, I want those $35. So I'm like, no, I can't do it. Like, yeah, that too. Bounce checks and whatever bank you have, whatever the fees are, I just can't do it. I just can't give away money. I ain't rolling in it like that. That's the way I see it. I'd like to keep what I have as much as I can. So anyway, so that's my financial wellness check-in. Doing pretty good with that. Mental and emotional wellness check-in. The funny part is my check-in is what's leading into the topic for this episode, because I had an issue happen. One of the things that I do is, as you all know, I do therapy, I do coaching, I do financial planning with people. All of those things are based on clientele. So, if you're an entrepreneur, you understand, that means that some months you make so much, another month you make so much, another month you make so much. It's not exactly as steady all the time. So, we have to, again, make good money moves, make good money decisions. But one of the things that I do is I do have myself as an employee somewhere. Well, for now, that's not for being that forever is not the goal, but for now, I am also an employee somewhere. So I do have a steady stream of income for now. Well, the thing about it is, when you are an employee somewhere, sometimes there's this attitude, depending on where you work, there's this attitude or this culture of, well, at least you got a job, or be happy you getting paid, or, it's kind of like, yeah, you're just filling in the position. It's almost like you're not a person. You're not a human being. You're just satisfying a need for the company. You're just satisfying a need for the organization. So whatever's going on with you isn't really that important, because I need this need satisfied. And if you're not going to satisfy it, somebody else will. So, and that's not the case in every single company everywhere. But in my experience, it has been, wherever I get a W-2, I'm just a position where I am. But whenever I'm sought out, so like, for example, if my business is paid, if I can send you an invoice, that I have a value. I have a value to you, to my clients, to the companies that hire me for consultation. I have a value there. But wherever I receive a W-2, sometimes it's kind of hard to find the value. And if you feel as though there's not really a value, you start to question your worth. And so I had to learn a few years back, when I knew that, when I realized this is not something I'm going to be doing forever. That's when I started my businesses, and I'm really, really started ramping up the businesses. That's when it was like, okay, I need to make some other decisions. And one of those decisions was no longer looking for wherever I receive a W-2 to define my worth. Like, I had to learn how to separate those things. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did that, because if I did not learn that before and have the ability to go back and take that lesson and apply it, then something that would have happened a few days ago would have really angered me, would have really, set me off balance or whatever. I am hired out to different schools, different local schools, to assist them with their social emotional aspect for a selected group of the kids in their school. I think that's the best way I could say it. And as a result of some of the work that I have done in these schools, the schools have shown massive improvement. Now, I'm not saying that I'm the only person. Because of me, your school showed it. No, because it was a team effort. Everybody put forth their best foot, but I was part of the team. I still am, actually part of the team. Well, two of those schools showed massive enough improvements that everybody's getting a bonus. One of the schools included me in the bonus. Now, I don't have to be included. It's up to the discretion of the administration. And one school decided to include me in this bonus. The other school was like, no, you're not included. So, and they went through my department, the department that I'm working with, selected certain people, did not select me. And it wasn't because I didn't do adequate work. It was because there's one person that I did not do something or a few things the way they wanted me to do it. Well, it got done and it was effective. Isn't that the point? Isn't that my responsibility to get it done effectively, and make sure that it makes a difference, right? Well, those three things, check, check, check. I did those. But because I didn't do something, you notice I said three things, because I didn't do 4, 5, and 6 the way they wanted me to do 4, 5, and 6, and kind of hit that yes, a master kind of thing. They were like, oh, well, then she's not going to be included. And another one of the colleagues at the school was very upset. She felt it was very unfair. And I told her, I said, no, it is unfair, but it's okay, because it's not about money. It's about appreciation. It's about letting me know that you value me, letting me know that, you appreciate what I bring to the table. And all the other schools appreciated what I bring to the table. And one school, the administrator went and had a cup made for me, a tumbler. I love tumblers. With the straws, it's so easy. He had a tumbler made for me with my initials on it, which I thought was really cool. But to me, that showed appreciation. It's not about the money. It's about being appreciated and being made to feel that you have some worth. And this particular school did not do that, but I was not affected. Put it like that. A few years ago, I might have been very upset. I might have, probably would have went off on a few people, to be very honest with you. But I was not affected because I was like, it's okay. It does not, my sense of self-worth is no longer attached to where I receive a W-2. It's not. It's not. And not just because, I'm so above it, but because I had to put in the work to help me get there. And so that's what's going to bring me to the lesson for today and what I'm going to talk about to help us mentally and mental health aspect, emotional wellness aspect moving forward. We're going to talk about 3 things to remember to help us not forget our worth. All right, so 3 things to help us not forget our worth. So let's start here. Please remember, this is just to help you moving forward. So there are times when things come up that make you question your worth. This is something to help you not forget what your worth is. Anyway, moving forward. Number 1, do not compare yourself to others. Do not compare yourself to others. Do not compare yourself to other people. Do not compare what you bring to the table to what somebody else brings to the table. Don't compare, we hear these phrases all the time. Don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 38. You don't know what chapter they're on in life. Don't compare it. Blah, blah, blah. Comparison, I think they say comparison is the thief of joy. Or something to that effect. Don't compare yourself to others, because being different does not devalue one or the other. Something is different. It's not worthless, or it's not worth less than the other. It's just different. It's, people come from different mindsets, different perspectives, different life experiences, different cultural backgrounds, different socioeconomic backgrounds, different geographical backgrounds, different, it's just all kinds of, different religious backgrounds, different types of things make up a person's personality and what they bring to the moment. I said a couple episodes ago, whatever moment we're coming in, we're bringing ourselves with us. So whatever that person brings to that moment and what you're bringing to the moment, don't compare those 2 things. Don't compare 2 people. Don't compare 2 experiences. Being different doesn't devalue it. It's just different. So watch out for the comparison, because that can really, that can show up, and it could really totally derail all of your hard work that you've been putting in for, self-discovery, self-preservation, just trying to give yourself some balance in life. Comparing yourself to someone else who you think is better or got it together or is doing it more effective, or whatever the case may be. A lot of people, I said this to somebody one time when they were like, oh, well, everybody has the same 24 hours in a day as Beyonce. But everybody didn't come to the table with the same things Beyonce came to the table with. For example, I don't want to be an entertainer. I don't want to be on stage singing and dancing for folk. I really don't do that. That's the life I have in my head. The life I have in my head, I'm a Tony Award winning songstress and actress on Broadway, but that's in my head. I don't want that in life. That's not a desire that I have. So Beyonce and I are going to spend our same 24 hours differently because our goals and passions are different. They're different. Doesn't mean one is better than the other. It just doesn't. Number 2, Always show gratitude. Find a way to always be thankful for whatever. Create a blessings jar. I did that once in life. I think I talked about it before on this podcast in a previous episode, probably a very early episode, where I have a blessings jar that I honestly, it cost me $2, no, $3 to put together. I went to a dollar store. I got one of their vases. I got a permanent marker, and I got a notepad, a stack of papers, a notepad. That's it. I drew on the on the vase. Count your blessings. That was my blessings jar, and I left it at the end table as soon as I walked in my apartment. Back when I had my apartment, every day when I got home, I had to write down at least one blessing of the day. What that did was it made me start looking at the day and looking at parts of the day and different experiences and events of that day in a more positive way, because I had to find what's the blessing in it. I got to find a blessing because I have to write it down when I get home. And I fold it up and I put it in the jar. Whenever a time came when I felt just horrendous, like there's nothing good about life and whatever, what have you, I would go in the jar and I would just pull out several pieces of the folded up papers and just read them to remember there are good things in life. I just have to be willing to look for them. I have to be able to see them. So that was my blessings jar. People do it with a book. My mom keeps a journal where she just writes down things of gratitude for the day. And I think her numbers, well, it started at 5. I don't know what number she's at now. 5 things of the day to be thankful for. And she would write them down. People put them in a box. Figure something out. A gratitude jar, journal, book, box, something. And where you can keep different keepsakes. And if you keep a box or even the jar, you can put different things in there. For example, I know a woman on social media who her thing is hearts, and it's a reminder of love, that God's love is always around us. And so she would go out on the beach, and if she saw a rock in the shape of a heart, she would definitely take a picture of it. She'd leave it there because her thing was somebody else might need that reminder too. So she'd leave it there, but she'd take a picture of it with her phone. And, you know, wherever she was, if there was a cloud in the sky that looked like it was in the shape of a heart, she would take a picture of it. And all of those things were just reminders that, so she has a photo album on social media where all of God's love reminders, so she could go back and see where she was and all the different dates of when there was a reminder of God's love to her. That sometimes you got to go back, keep something that you can refer back to when you need to. So as we're talking about not forgetting our worth, you can keep a gratitude, or you could even keep a worth journal or a worth jar, where the things that remind you of your worth and of your value to yourself and to others, you keep a log of it in some kind of way, and you refer back to it whenever you need to, because sometimes we may forget. We need help to not forget. That's all I mean. That this is just something to help you not forget that you have worth. Yes, there are some people that will come along, and based on whatever's going on in their own life, they may unintentionally cause you to question your worth because they're so busy trying to discover theirs. I don't know. Could be that. Trying to figure out what theirs is, because maybe they forgot their own. And in their quest to rediscover or remember their own worth, they've caused somebody else to question theirs. Do what you've got to do to be able to remember your worth when it's called into question, or if it becomes called into question. And number three, the third thing you can do to help you not forget your worth is to pump yourself up, jazz yourself up. Find a quote, a poem. I have a playlist on my phone, and the playlist is titled I Need This. So when I'm feeling like, I have a set of songs that I can go to that at least one or two of those songs is gonna, okay, I'm jazzed. I'm good now. I'm good. One of those is, I forget the guy's name, but he did a song with Bruno Mars. Oh crap, I can't think of it. It's on top of my head. But anyway, almost anything Bruno Mars does, honestly. The beats alone, if nothing else, just jazzes me up, pumps me up. Get up, dress up, show up. There are times when I like makeup, but there are times when, okay, putting on makeup is just, okay, it's a stretch for me. It's just a stretch. But I'm never going to go out the house wrinkled and disheveled. I'm never going to go out the house without my jewelry on. I'm always going to get up and I'm always going to get dressed and I'm going to get out of the house. Boom. I'm going to get up. Now, if I have to leave the house, I'm not going to look how I feel. Like one of my good girlfriends and I, we have this thing where we're like, you not going to know based on how I'm dressed, how I feel. I'm going to look a-okay. And sometimes dressing alone, and by the time I'm finished and I look at myself, I'm like, girl, you look good. Like, girl, you look good. You kind of cute today. Look at you. Okay, well, maybe I might put my eyebrow, do something to my little eyebrows, put some eye makeup on. Okay, I'm cute. Let me pull my hair back. Let me let my hair down. Whatever. Now I'm feeling a little bit more like, okay, yeah, girl, you cute. Just that alone can help. If you jazz yourself up sometimes, pump yourself up sometimes. There are people that take 8 million selfies but only post one. But that one selfie, they love it. And that's good enough to just make them feel like a little boost in the moment. Okay, cool. Whatever you need to do to jazz yourself up in that moment to just remind yourself, oh girl, it's not that bad. You're still good. You still cute. I just want y'all to know, moment of transparency. I'm in my bedroom recording this podcast this time, and I am looking at myself in the mirror while I'm recording it. And I'm literally telling myself, you cute. Like every time I've just said it, I was not just talking to the microphone or talking to the air. I am literally looking at myself in the mirror. Girl, you cute. You all right. It's okay. You good. Yes, you still got some words. Look at you with your bad self. Get it. That is really what I'm doing right now. And it's helping me feel just that much better. Just that much better. So those are 3 things. If you have other things that you do, that you incorporate in your life or in your daily routine that help you remember what your worth is, let me know. And I'll be able to read that on another episode to let more people know these are more things that you can do. All right. Thanks, you guys. Have a very Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. And what's that other word? Chris Mahana Kwanzaa, I think is what it's called. And if you don't celebrate anything at all, have some food. Food's always good to celebrate, right? At least for me it is. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the I Am a 5-Star Woman podcast. Remember to leave a rating and or comment and visit the website at IamA5StarWoman.com.